Hey guys, welcome to City Souls TV. I'm your host, Scott Starbuck, and we're out and about, believe it or not, right here in the heart of Wicker Park in Bucktown is Horween Leather Tannery. We're gonna go in and meet the owners, check out this amazing facility, and really educate you guys in the whole leather tannery process. Come on, let's check it out. Hey guys, I'm here with Skip Horween at Horween Leather Tannery here in Chicago, right here on the Chicago River. It's interesting, you wouldn't even know it's here. It's like 200,000 square feet, and it's quietly just sitting right here for, how long have you guys been here, Skip?
Well, at this location since 1920.
Wow.
But in business since 1905.
Wow. And this is something I didn't know, that leather tannery business was a big business in Chicago at one point. Not that it's not a big business now. But.
Yeah, no, it was huge because the stockyards were here.
Yeah,
and you know, you go way back to the beginnings, and there were 25 to 30 tanneries, mostly up and down the river, because we used to get supplies by barge on the river.
Yeah, they brought it all.
Yeah, I mean, as recently as when I started in the late 70s, there were still 8 tanneries left, and now we're the last ones.
Wow, and so there were 25, 30 tanneries at one point.
Yep.
And now the last standing tannery. But you guys are doing some phenomenal stuff. We went through the factory, and you guys are the sole provider of all the leather for the NFL footballs.
That's correct.
For Wilson, they have a little W embedded in them.
Yep.
It's such a cool process that the leather actually has a sticky tackiness to it for the footballs.
Yeah, that's one of our secret recipes.
Yeah.
My grandfather came up with, because he played professionally in the 20s.
Oh, really?
Under an assumed name, so that his mom wouldn't know. And
because you didn't want him to get hurt.
Well, and pro athletes, she didn't think we were was such a good idea.
Yeah.
But he and his brother and their 2 best friends played as the McMahon brothers.
Wow.
In the early 20s for the Cardinals.
And they actually came up with the what you call the ingredients or the recipe
for tandem tack, which is which is our mark. And my grandfather became friendly with Mr. Hallis of the Bears, and so as their little idea lab, they would work that up, and then Wilson Sporting Goods, who also was here, they would make a ball and they would try it with the Bears, and they would go back around and around until we finally got it right. So we've been doing that on a large-scale basis since the early 40s.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, in the hallway there is a line of different football leathers from different Super Bowls and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yep. So, Skip, you're how many generations of family has Horween been around?
Well, I'm the 4th generation. My great-grandfather started this in 1905, and Shell Cordovan was our first product, and at that time exclusively for razor strops.
Wow.
And then around 1912, the invention of the safety razor was kind of a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
So not so many straight razors anymore, and so the Cordovan was modified to make it softer and more applicable for shoes, which is what it's done today. Yeah.
Fabulous. And so walking through the factory, the Cordovan is probably the most intense process you guys do here, right?
Yeah.
And it's what's the length of time from getting the hide all the way to making it leather that you can sell to a footwear manufacturer?
From a hide in the door to leather out the door on Cordovan is 6 months.
6 months, wow, what a process.
Well, a lot of it is just aging and curing. I mean, we talk about there being great parallels in making leather between wood finishing and winemaking.
So this is truly, we said it off camera, this is like the old school way of doing things.
Absolutely.
And sticking to an authenticity of manufacturing and tanning, the old tannery ways.
Sure. I mean, the Cordovan is still really run on my great-grandfather's formula. That's one of the reasons it takes so long.
Yeah.
And in spite of maybe some temptation to do it a little faster, and we've tried it at various times, it's not the same. And some people might not be able to tell the difference if we did it that way, but we can. Yeah. And so you spend that kind of money on that quality and class of shoe, how good it should be. Sure. It should be the best. It should be the best you know how to make.
Absolutely. And we were talking about that. You buy a nice pair of shoes and that quality of leather, it's something you're going to have for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
For a long, long time.
Exactly.
They just don't do it the same way. If it takes 6 months to make the leather, and then it takes another 3 months to make the shoes,
right?
And God, how many sets of hands? 100 sets of hands touch that one pair of shoes, basically, from cowhide all the way to retail and the consumer.
Sure.
So fourth generation, your kids even work here. Fifth
and my
generation,
kids are here now. My son has been here for 5.5 years, and my daughter joined us about 1.5 years ago.
Pretty awesome story. I love, that it's been around forever and it's all in the family still, and that's great. Cool. So if you want some of the, I'd say some of the best leathers at the best tanneries in the world, Horween in Chicago, we're proud to call you a hometown hero in the leather industry. It's very cool that you're right here in Chicago and going strong. And how can people find you? Like, is there Horween.com or?
Yeah, informationally, if you want to find out about the tanner, you can get on Horween.com. And for people that want to buy smaller quantities, one of our guys is handling the retail arm, and so you should go to the tanneryrow.com.
Tanneryrow.com, cool.
And then they can take care of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Skip. This has been a great
chat. Great to see you.
And thanks for watching, and really cool process. We'll go through the tannery now.
Great.
Thanks. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, subscribe. We have always fresh content, new things coming out all the time. We really want to get your opinions and get you involved. Comment on things. If there's any questions ever, email me, scott@citysouls.com. And remember, we always want you to have a great experience, so please let us know how everything's working and that you're enjoying your time shopping at citysouls.com. Anyway, remember, always wear cool shoes. Thanks.